Welcome to your custom deep dive. I'm your host, and today we're diving into something super specific.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, we're looking at the Kramer VM-1021N 1.20 Composite and SDI video distribution amplifier.
Right, which, sounds like a mouthful,
hmm
but imagine you were standing in a massive AV control room, just staring at a wall of 20 monitors. If just one cable is, slightly too long, monitor number 20 turns into a muddy mess.
Exactly. It just turns to static. It's a piece of specialized B2B hardware that operates entirely behind the scenes, but it is the critical link keeping those massive monitor walls from failing.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're talking about taking a single composite or SD-SDI video signal and cloning it perfectly into 20 separate outputs.
Right, a true 1-to-20 distribution. And
Yeah.
what's fascinating here is why you actually need specialized hardware to do that. Splitting a video signal 20 ways, it isn't like buying a cheap headphone splitter.
Right, you can't just buy a little plastic dongle.
No, not at all. It requires active, intelligent engineering to ensure that 20th screen looks exactly as crisp as the very first one.
I understand the goal, but how does the Kramer device actually prevent that signal degradation? Because, well, if I think about this like a massive garden hose, right? You attach 20 smaller hoses to water 20 plants.
The pressure drops.
Yeah. Eventually the pressure drops and you just get a trickle. So how does the video not just turn into a muddy trickle by the end of the line?
Well, because the Kramer basically acts like a series of active pump stations along that hose. Our spec sheets show it has a massive video bandwidth of 350 megahertz.
Wait, hold on. 350 megahertz.
Yeah.
We're talking about standard definition video here. Why do you need that massive of a pipeline for an SD signal?
It's all about headroom. Having that incredibly wide pipeline means absolutely zero bottlenecking right from the jump.
Oh.
But the real magic happens with the grouped level, which is your gain, and the EQ, which are your peaking controls. They actively compensate for the specific high frequencies that inherently get lost over long cable runs.
Okay, that makes sense. But the specs also mention things like DC coupling, looping input, and selectable input signal termination.
Right, yeah.
Which sounds like a heavy jargon dump for anyone who doesn't wire server rooms for a living.
Fair point. Think of DC coupling like a bouncer at a club. It physically keeps out unwanted electrical noise, like that low-frequency AC hum you sometimes hear in bad audio.
Oh, I hate that sound.
Right? Well, this ensures only the pure video signal gets through, and the selectable termination just lets you precisely match the resistance of the cables you're using.
Which does what, exactly?
It stops the signal from reflecting back down the wire, which is what causes that weird ghosting effect on the image.
Wow, okay, so this is serious active signal pumping tech. But physically, how is this managed? The specs show 21 BNC connections.
Yeah, those heavy twist lock cables.
Right. If you plug 21 of those into one box, you're looking at a chaotic spaghetti monster of wires.
You really are. And that's where the physical design comes in. This isn't some desktop gadget. It's built for a standard 19-inch 1U rack.
Meaning it's exactly 1.75 inches tall.
Exactly. And it comes with the rack ears right in the box, so it slides perfectly into a professional AV closet. It bolts in so those heavy cables are managed tightly in the back.
Because this gear is the difference between a successful broadcast and a blank screen, right? You can't just throw it in an Amazon cart. Who is actually sourcing this level of hardware?
You go to specialized B2B vendors. Our sources highlight HDTV Supply. They've been around for 25 years with over 10,000 positive reviews.
Oh, wow, 25 years. That's a long time in AV tech.
Yeah, and this unit retails for $1,050, but what's interesting isn't just the $840 sale price, it's how they're bought. They offer stackable discounts, like 10% off with promo codes or 5% off for wire transfers.
Wire transfers. Which tells you everything you need to know about the market. This is corporate infrastructure purchased with corporate AV budgets.
Exactly. And it has a stellar 4.7 out of 5 rating from the people actually installing it. There's a great review in our sources from a user named Kevin A.
What did Kevin say?
Well, he specifically praised a staff member named Rachel for making sure he bought exactly what he needed rather than what he thought he wanted.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
You want to realize you bought the wrong specialized box after you've already run 20 thick cables through a solid concrete wall.
No, definitely not.
So to summarize, the Kramer VM-1021N is a highly specific professional-grade tool designed for one job: taking physical chaos and turning it into an exact science for pristine, massive-scale video distribution.
Absolutely. It ensures the pressure in the hose never drops.
But here is a thought to leave you with. If it takes this level of specialized rack-mounted hardware just to perfectly distribute standard definition video to 20 screens, imagine the sheer complexity and processing power required to push modern 4K or 8K video across a massive stadium or a sports bar. Next time you see a wall of flawless monitors, just remember how hard the system is working behind the wall.